Alright, welcome back to WMMA Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with some news out of the UFC regarding Rachael Ostovich. So apparently Rachael Ostovich has accepted a sanction for violation of the UFC anti-doping policy. This comes from the UFC's and USADA's website. This is going to be very detailed. I'm just going to read directly from the press release so as not to screw it up. This is going to be lengthy and boring, so enjoy the photo montage while I read this off. USADA announced today that Rachael Ostovich of Waianae, Hawaii, has accepted a 1-year sanction for her violation of the UFC anti-doping policy, but has received a 4-month credit to her sanction due to time served under a provisional suspension in the latter half of 2019 for an atypical finding that was being investigated by USADA and which did not result in a sanction once the 2019 UFC ADP was announced, making her total period of ineligibility 8 months. Ostovich 29, tested positive for Ostarine and GW1516, also known as GW501516 metabolites, GW1516 sulfone, and GW1516 sulfoxide as the result of a urine sample collected out of competition on January 3, 2020. Ostarine is a non-specified substance in the class of anabolic agents, and GW1516 is a non-specified substance in the category of hormone and metabolic modulators. These substances are prohibited at all times under the UFC ADP and UFC prohibited list. During an investigation into the substances of the positive test, Ostovich identified a supplement she had tried, which was analyzed at the World Anti-Doping Agency accredited laboratory in Salt Lake City, Utah. Although Ostarine and GW1516 were not listed on the supplement label, the analysis revealed that the product contained Ostarine and GW1516, the substances for which Ostovich tested positive. The product label listed another prohibited substance, but Ostovich did not realize at the time that it was prohibited. Consistent with other cases with similar circumstances, USADA determined that a small reduction from the default 2-year period of ineligibility was justified. Ostovich received an additional reduction to the otherwise applicable period of ineligibility for her full and complete cooperation. Under the revised UFC ADP announced on November 25, 2019, a full and complete cooperation reduction may be granted in the event that an athlete demonstrates that they did not intend to enhance their performance and provided full, prompt, and truthful responses and information to all reasonable inquiries and requests for information. Also under the revised UFC ADP, if a situation arises where an athlete tests positive and is able to demonstrate by clear and convincing evidence that the cause of the positive test was due to a supplement certified by one of the certifiers in the UFC rules, he or she will not be subject to an anti-doping violation and will be permitted to compete after follow-up testing and when there is no performance-enhancing benefit in question. In this case, the supplement Ostovich identified was not a certified supplement, and she is therefore subject to anti-doping policy violation. And the supplement has been added to the high-risk list of products maintained on USADA's online resource, Supplement 411. Ostovich period of ineligibility began on January 3, 2020, the date her positive sample was collected. USADA conducts the year-round independent anti-doping program for all UFC athletes. Goes on to explain basically everything that they do and how you can reach them and all that. So, to try to summarize this, Ostovich tested positive for 2 substances, or 2 metabolites, that GW1516 sulfone and GW1516 sulfoxide, as a result of a urine test. Those substances are prohibited. However, she cooperated. She turned in the supplement that tested positive for those same two substances. Interestingly enough, a third banned substance that was actually listed on the ingredients, she did not test positive for that third substance that actually was listed. So that's just all around wacky. And due to her full and complete cooperation, and due to that thing happening from last year, instead of a full year, she's getting only 8 months. So she should be able to come back in either August or, let's see, or September. So really, she got off very light, which is fair enough because she was able to prove that she had taken a contaminated supplement. Her biggest problem, though, was that it was not on the certified list. Athletes, fighters, look, you're being tested under USADA, or if you know you're going to be subject to testing, stick to that certified list. I mean, that's really the best thing I can say about that. So, hopefully that summarization clarified things enough for you, because I know that was a whole lot of reading. So, conclusion, Rachael Ostovich tested positive for 2 different substances, was able to prove that she didn't knowingly take it because they weren't listed on the supplement ingredients list, and due to cooperation, she got reduced from a year to 8 months. Hopefully she'll be able to come back and, make good on her name and everything, all that. Honestly, USADA, all they're doing is busting people for contaminated supplements. I've grown super disillusioned with what they are and what they do. They're not catching any big fighters. They're not catching any names for big drugs. For the most part, it's been contaminated supplements and fighters who are just entering the testing pool from the regional circuits where they're not testing. Not really impressed with USADA's performance. I mean, are you really going to tell me that TJ Dillashaw is the only athlete in the UFC on EPO that's been blood doping or that has been taking some super serious banned substances? Come on now. Anyway, that's a subject for a whole other video. I won't go into that. Rachael Ostovich, due back in August or September. That's really the summary. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, likes are always appreciated. And hey, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.